You are listening to Viewpoints from Place Cloud. Cultural researchers tell stories of places from around the world. For the full multimedia experience and to support the creators you enjoy, visit placecloud.io.
On this quiet suburban street is the house that held a portal to another dimension, filled with torture and pain beyond anything we can endure in life, where blood seeped into the floorboards and dragged a man back from the edge of death. Do you know the classic 1980s horror film? That's right, this is the house that launched 1,000 pinheads, the house from Hellraiser. Hellraiser tells the story of a family forever altered when husband Larry, played by Andrew Robinson, and his wife Julia, Claire Higgins, move into Larry's home in Cricklewood. While in the attic, Larry cuts his finger, and unwittingly this blood gives form to the body of his missing brother Frank, played by Sean Chapman. Frank, it turns out, has been captured by an extra-dimensional realm accessed through a puzzle box, where torture and pain are taken to their most exquisite. The fleshless body of Frank manages to seduce Julia, with whom he previously had an affair, and convince her to bring unsuspecting men to the house so Frank can turn their flesh and blood into his own. The majority of the film takes place here, at number 187 Dollis Hill Lane, but for the film, they changed the house number to 66 Lodovico Street, an intentional reference to another famous British horror film, A Clockwork Orange. In a rare move, the film was shot on location both inside and out, giving it a very authentic feel. The house has since undergone renovations, but the exterior looks basically the same. As this is still a private house, please be respectful, but take a look around. The idea of filming here was not to capture a particular architecture or a Gothic image of London. In fact, it's the opposite. Clive Barker filmed here in Cricklewood to capture the banal and the boring, the reality of life in London for the middle class in the 1980s. By setting the family here, the family of Hellraiser could be any British family. If there is a distinction, though, it's a political one. The various members of the Hellraiser household are all presented as a Thatcherite ideal. It's not that they're rich, but that they are homeowners and individualists above all else. Each member of the family has no deep connection to any other member. They have their own lives, desires, and are only interested in getting what they want. In other words, they're the perfect consumer. At the heart of the story is the Thatcherite sense of individual power, and an awareness of people as being a consumer, but also being consumed. Thinking about the family this way, it makes sense it's set in London, a center for finance and capital. And if we're thinking of people as commodities, the most obvious character to look to is Frank. In order to give Frank his life back, he must literally consume the blood and bodies of others, and Julia is happy to help him. This ultimately also leads to the death of Julia and her husband Larry, both of whom give their lives to Frank, who takes over their power. Frank's rebirth at the climax of the film comes at human cost, killing men throughout London and destroying the family at the heart of the film. It's a dark and horrific celebration of social Darwinism, a damning indictment of Thatcherite politics and ideals. Hellraiser literally brought hell to suburbia, but essentially to prove that it was already there.